Hi, I'm Dennis Phillips, and welcome to Everyday Reloading and Shooting. So I have found that 21 grains of IMR-3031 powder produces very tight groups using the 73 grain ELD match bullet. There's a link below to where I was shooting these previously. This test will be shooting that same bullet, 73 grain ELD match bullet, and we'll be testing 5 different primers. We'll be shooting MagTech, CCI 450 Magnum primers, Federal Gold Medal match primers, Federal Gold Medal AR match primers, and Winchester 41 primers. So we will shoot these, measure them, compare them, and see how they perform, and see if we can find one of these primers that's a winner. All right, welcome back. I'm back at the Georgia Gun Club at their 100-yard indoor rifle range shooting my Ruger American 223. And this time I'm doing a test of 5 different rifle primers. I have loaded 50 rounds with Hornady 73 grain ELD match bullet with 21 grains of IMR-3031 powder. These produce a velocity of 2,588 feet per second. This has been a really good load for me, so I'm going to use this particular load and this bullet to test 5 different rifle primers. We'll be shooting MagTech, CCI 450 Magnum, Federal Gold Medal match primers, Federal Gold Medal AR match primers, and Winchester 41. So I'm going to send these down there. You're welcome to enjoy the music while I fast forward through my shooting, or you can fast forward to the results at the end. Let's take a look. We're shooting at 100 yards. All right, so let's bring them in and see how we did. All right, so we had a pretty decent group here that looks like about 3/4 of an inch. We had a excellent group here, 4 out of 5, all clustered together with one flyer off to the side. Pretty good group here with a flyer and a pretty tight 4 out of 5. There's a pretty tight group here, stringing vertically, but all touching. This is probably my best group of the day here. I suspect that's probably somewhere between a 1/2 inch and 6/10. Pretty decent here. 3 clustered together here, 2 flyers out here. A really good 4 out of 5 there with a flyer there, but still that's probably a 0.7 inch group or better. This was really scattered. I expected the Winchester 41 to do better. And then we had a flyer here and a really good grouping here. But we will take these home, measure them, and see how they compare. Overall, I have to say that I was very pleased with the results of this test at the range today. In this, I was shooting 21 grains of IMR-3031 powder in a Ruger American 223 at 100 yards. That load develops 2,588 foot per second in velocity, according to the manual, and I was shooting a 73 grain ELD match bullet. And I was testing 5 different primers: MagTech, CCI 450 Magnum, Federal Gold Medal Match, Federal Gold Medal AR Match primers, and Winchester 41. So I was pretty impressed. This particular load, the 21 grains of IMR 3031, has worked well for me in the past, and it continued to work well this time as well. So with the MagTech, this first group shot really well. I had an overall extreme spread of 0.61 inches. The aiming point was the bottom of this circle, and I never adjusted the sights during the time that I was shooting these 10 targets. So on the first one, I had an extreme spread of 0.61 and a best 4 out of 5 at 0.49. So best 4 out of 5 there, grouping under a 1/2 inch. The second group, I had a flyer here which threw me off a bit, so I had an extreme spread of 0.89 and the best 4 out of 5 at 0.61 inches. With the CCI 450, my first group shot an extreme spread of 0.74, and look at this. My best 4 out of 5 was right there in the center of that bullseye. That bullseye is about a 1/2 inch across, and I had a 0.36 inch best 4 out of 5. Oddly, the second group, it shot an extreme spread of 0.50 inches, but the best 4 out of 5 was identical to the first group at 0.36 inches. When you average those two together, that's my best group of the day. It averages 0.62 inches with the best 4 out of 5 at 0.36. Then you move on to the Federal Gold Medal Match primers. This was an extremely good group. This is really my best group of the day here at 0.41 inches with the best 4 out of 5 at 0.28. I mean, you can cover that with your thumbnail. So very pleased with that. The second group shot an extreme spread of 0.92 inches with the best 4 out of 5 at 0.71 inches. So that averaged 0.67 extreme spread with the best 4 out of 5 at 0.50. Then we get to the Federal Gold Medal AR match primers, and we had an extreme spread of 0.92 inches with the best 4 out of 5 at 0.75. And I remember this one here. I had a little flyer here. The group was still pretty decent at 0.60 inches, but I remember when I pulled the trigger on this one, I remember that I flinched, and I thought that one was going to be off. But sure enough, the best 4 out of 5 here grouped at 0.52 inches. So we had an average extreme spread of 0.76 inches and a best 4 out of 5 at 0.64 inches. Then when we get to the Winchester 41, I really expected this to do better because it has performed well in the past, but not so good this time. On this particular group, this first one, I had an extreme spread of 1.24 inches with the best 4 out of 5 at 103. The second group was a little tighter with the extreme spread at 0.86. And here I've got a best 4 out of 5 at 0.44 inches. So I'm not sure what happened over here. I guess I lost my focus or something. But we had an extreme spread average of 105 and a best 4 out of 5 at 0.74. So if you average all of these together, all of the groups, starting at the first row and all the way down, we had an overall extreme spread of 0.77 and a best 4 out of 5 at 0.56 inches. And overall, I was very pleased because 9 out of 10 were under an inch. I only had one group in this entire 10 targets, the entire 50 rounds, that was over an inch on the extreme spread. But still, overall, we averaged 0.77 and 0.56. So this is an excellent load. The 21 grains of IMR-3031, they all shot well. This is with a very inexpensive hunting rifle, the Ruger American 223. If I had a precision rifle, there's no telling what I'd be capable of here. But in any event, I'm very pleased with this outing at the range today and how this turned out. But overall, it looks like the CCI 450 performed the best on average. The Federal Gold Medal match primers had the best group of the day at 0.41 with a best 4 out of 5 at 0.28, although the second group was a little bit off, a little bit spread out, so it didn't average quite as well. But the CCI 450 was very consistent on both of these groups with an average of 0.62 extreme spread and 0.36 for the best 4 out of 5. So very pleased with this. Maybe you've had experience with some of these primers. Maybe there's been one that has worked well for you. Maybe others that have not. So please leave a comment below and let me know what you think. So those are my results. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I hope you will like and share this video with your friends. And please remember to subscribe. Thanks for watching.